I am so thankful to be here with you. For those of you that are new, I am ranked top 5 female psychic medium in the US by the American Federation of Certified Psychics and Mediums. It's all a mouthful. I'm here to do some live readings. Haven't done them in a while, might as well dive in. So we'll go ahead and start with just pulling a couple of cards generally for everyone that is here. And of course, for those of you who are popping on here live, go ahead and let me turn this off. For those of you that are joining me live, if you would like to be read, just simply type me in the chat. Let me know you're here. Yes, these cards, they're like my favorite. I mean, I go through phases with cards. To be honest, I have too many decks. Too many decks. All right, I'm here on YouTube and on Instagram, double dipping. So if you see my eyes doing that, there we go. That's why. All right, we've got like 5 people saying me. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to pull one card just simply for the collective, for the theme of what we're doing here. And this is how this works. That because we're in a public container, because we're all here together, if you are here, also know that these cards are going to resonate for you as well, even if I'm not specifically speaking to your name. We are in a healing container together. We are in a quantum healing container together. So I'm going to start with a prayer that's going to pop us into this bubble. When we're in this bubble together, we're going to start seeing some really beautiful energy moving. So again, if I don't say your name, please know that since you are here, that's all it takes to receive the healing. So you can go ahead and check in with yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How open are you to receive healing today? How open are you to receive messages today? How open are you to receive clarity today? Beautiful. So take a breath with me. As we call in divine truth and love into this sacred space, we invoke the highest possible healing for each and every viewer, replayer, and myself. We ask for the courage and compassion to speak and to hear from the purest form of self-love and forgiveness to all involved. All right, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and pull one for the collective. That one came out pretty easily. All right, so we've got by the book. We've got the number 11 here. We've got our elephants. So the way that I read is not necessarily by the book. It is by tuning into the energy of what this is meaning for all of us. And I'm remembering a card that came out of the deck for me yesterday, and it's called Chop Wood. So Chop Wood and by the book, they're very similar in the sense that when we want something to happen, and we want something to happen so bad, there's the desire to think like, what's the one thing we need? What's the one thing that's going to shift? So what's one thing that's going to move the needle? What's the one thing, right, that's going to like shift the whole thing? Well, when we're looking at stuff by the book, and I'm going to include the Chop Wood since that came out and it's like really present in my awareness right now, it's just simply taking each and every step, one step at a time. As a coach for intuitive entrepreneurs, that's what we focus on. Some people had a really beautiful conversation today. It's like, well, I'm confused here, I'm confused here. Our mind can create this illusion of confusion just specifically so that we don't have to actually get what we want. It's kind of like this funny little backwards thing. But when we are acknowledging, okay, all we have to do is take one step. That one step is going to move the needle. That one step is going to put you in a different placement. That one step is going to bring you more money or more clients or bring you in, the relationship that you're desiring, or it's going to help repair the relationship that you're in, whatever it is. It's like that one task. But what we really need to look at, not really is the task, it's what's happening before we step into the task. What's happening internally in our internal dialogue and how we are or aren't showing up for ourselves, in that we are blocking the movement of that one task. So that's what I'm really perceiving from this card, this by the book, is that if we really just bring it back to basics, we simplify, we take a step back and we go, okay, like I'm overcomplicating it, or I'm committing to confusion and the confusion isn't serving me. But let's see what happens when you just do that one action step that you've been avoiding, that one action step that you have been, skirting around, that you haven't really wanted to acknowledge. Every single time, it's an inside job. So there we go. We've got the theme for these readings. For those of you that are here, if you'd like to be read, go ahead and type me. I'm going to go Instagram, then YouTube, back and forth. So go ahead and type me in the comments. Let's see who comes up. And I do this also intuitively. I see who's saying me, and the one that intuitively stands out the most is the one that I also feel connected to in the collective that we're here connecting with today. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go with answers within. The answers within. Hi, Mitch. Hey, good to see you here. All right, so the answers within, feeling that, there we go. All right, let's take a big deep breath. Again, check in. How open are you to receiving healing today? How open are you to receiving clarity today? Let's move the needle together. This is so funny. We've got round and round. Round and round is exactly as it says. Round and round is one of these that is, it's like you're going on a loop. You're going on a loop. You're going on a loop. You get to get off the loop when you change the pattern. That's what happens. Yesterday, I had such an intense day. And I had an intense day not because of anything external. I had an intense day because there was something that shifted in me, that pop happened, like a volcano lifted of some things that I had been placating or repressing really. And so that will break the pattern. When you feel your authentic and true and natural feelings, when you really give yourself the permission to open your heart and to feel your feelings, when you give yourself permission to speak your truth. A lot of us don't speak our truth because we're afraid of what the outcome might be, and so we swallow it and we hold this discomfort within. Well, that discomfort within is ready to explode. It's ready to come out. That's what's going to break the pattern. That's what's going to pull you off of this merry-go-round of Groundhog's Day. Of I'm living the same day, I'm living the same week, I'm speaking to the same people, nothing's really changing. But there's this yearning inside because as human beings, we are designed to want to expand. We are designed to create. We are designed to grow. We are designed to open the top of our own heart that illuminates that blooming, that blossoming, that radiance. And right now, if you're in the northern hemisphere, right, we're experiencing summer. It's your time to shine. It's your time to expand. It's your time to be brilliant and illuminated. I've also recently done an evaluation, like an internal personal evaluation on health and fitness for your life. It's not really been something I've ever focused on, to be honest, but there was something that happened for me. There was something that happened for me in that vision of seeing that I've been holding myself back from pain and trauma with weird shit that's happened with men in my life. Unfortunately and fortunately, it's helped me to grow. But ultimately, and this may be true for some other women on here, and I'm just going to speak about it authentically, it's that some of us subconsciously devalue our body or dumb ourselves down or do not stay fit so that we do not shine because of the attention we already get or already receive or don't want to get or receive. So in acknowledging this within myself, because that's my pattern, that's my thing, that's what I'm like breaking through, is accepting the vision of my brilliance, right? Accepting, and I'm not going to make this about me, I'll make it about you. When you give yourself the opportunity to accept your brilliance, when you give yourself the opportunity to accept your radiance, when you give yourself the opportunity to expand and to shine and to really step into the powerful position that your soul is yearning to be in, that your soul is yearning to experience. That when you give yourself that opportunity to pop open and to expand and to illuminate the field of your own consciousness, the field of your own physical body, the field of what it is that you are putting out there into the world, because you have it. You have it. You already have the magic. You already have the miracle. You already have the illumination of your soul's consciousness, right? And so when we give ourselves that permission to step off the merry-go-round of how are we devaluing ourselves? How are we keeping ourselves small? How are we not allowing ourselves to shift into a new field of awareness, right? Beautiful. The answer's within. Spot on. You're feeling it. Straight to the soul. I love it. So let me know also, is this resonating for you? Even if I'm not saying your name, is this resonating for you? Are you experiencing the healing? Are you experiencing the clarity? I love doing these. I really, really do love doing these. When I first started, when Facebook Live very first started, that was actually when I started doing these live readings. Obviously, I've taken some time off here and there. But it really also showed me how cool our own psychic abilities work. And when I say our, I mean everybody here, because you are all a spirit in a human body. And because you are a spirit in a human body, you're giving yourself the opportunity to ascend. You're giving yourself the opportunity to learn these magical skills. You know, some people ask, are psychics born or are psychics made? You know, can you learn these skills? Yes, you can learn these skills. And I also believe that psychics that are born because they have spent lifetimes in magical incarnations, curating the consciousness, developing the consciousness of the awareness of how to maneuver in this third dimensional matrix on Earth, and how to work with energy, how to manipulate energy, how to, when I say manipulate energy, right, that's such a trigger word. It's like when you have a piece of clay, you're manipulating the piece of clay, right? You're sculpting it into something that you want it to be. Well, when you're sculpting it into something that you want it to be, you're opening your field, you're opening your awareness, you're opening your capacity. You're shifting into a new mind, you're opening your heart. That's when you start becoming aware of your role in the quantum field, your placement in the quantum field, how you interact with the quantum field, how you can influence and respond. And so when we shift our awareness from just being physical being, I am me and you are you, and when we step into this quantum field, there's so much more potential here. So yes, certain people are born with higher senses that are tuned in, and certain people, myself included, I've just simply dedicated my life to developing my abilities. One, because I thought I was losing my mind. I thought I was going crazy. And two, because it literally is the coolest thing I've ever found to talk about. I would literally rather do this, even sitting here with you and doing these live readings, than almost anything else. I get so much joy about it, and I haven't found anything else that has gripped my attention in conversations more than exploring the quantum realm, more than exploring what's available for us in like the expanses of time and space beyond our physical body. I freaking love it. Okay, so here we go. All right, so Master Fitness. I pulled this card for you, so let's go ahead and tune into it. Lovely. Didn't you say 11 was your lucky number? Well, this one is 22, so we'll just double that, go to the second master number, and we've got blessed. How beautiful is this? Don't you love the artwork on these cards? They're just so stunning. Try to get the glare of that ring light off of it. All right, so with blessed, let's just take a moment to feel that card. Let's take a moment to just feel that word itself. Yeah, the message here really is about receiving the blessings that are available for you. Okay, there's some energy that's in your field that has, oh yay, we see 22 is my birthday number. Love that. Love birthday numbers. Mine's coming up. Okay, so there's something going on in your field that is pulling you off track. It's pulling you off alignment. You know what it is, but you're not removing it from your life. Ha ha ha. It's like, how can we give the good or the bad news in a really good way? The energy that's in your life that's pulling you out of alignment, it's like, you know, you want to go in one trajectory, but the thing that's pulling you out of alignment is the desire to self-sabotage. It is the part of you that's placating. It's the part of you that doesn't want to move forward. So what does that mean? That means there's something in your life that is pulling you off track from where you want to go. It's if you are going in this direction. Let me ask you this. How clear are you on what you want? How clear are you on what you want? And this is for everybody. If you are not 100% crystal clear on what it is that you want in this life, if you are not 100% super clear on what it is that you, the direction that you're going in, you're gonna miss your mark because you don't have a mark. So you end up going like la 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 la, jumping on lily pads through life. Well, if you're not super clear on the direction that you're going, the direction that you want to go, then you're not actually really gonna know how it's going to, or if something is pulling you off track. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if you have a goal and you have a vision and you're like, this is what I'm dreaming of, this is what I want to create. You are a powerful co-creator with universal intelligence in the quantum field. My prayer recently is to the universe is, how can I get more out of my own way? What can I do to get out of my own way? What is it that I'm missing in the space where it's like, how can I let more of Sophia consciousness? How can I let more of Christ consciousness? How can I let more of Buddha consciousness, that light of illumination of soul, that universal presence? How can you make more room in your physical body and in your day-to-day actions that is going to allow more of that illuminated grace, that is the consciousness of your own higher self? How can you let more of it in? So how do you get back on track is that you start trimming the fat. You start eliminating the things in your life that you know, because you know when you are doing them, or you know who you are with, or you know what choices you're making that aren't what you want to be doing. The reason that we do these things that we don't want to be doing, even when we know they're not right for us, it usually comes down to two things. It's self-sabotage, that you're actually afraid of what it is that you want, and you're actually afraid of living the life of your dreams and the visions that you have, and you're self-sabotaging. Or two, there's a deeper wound, more centered around codependency, that is the desire to fit in. It's the desire to go with the flow. It's a desire to be accepted by a group of people. And what's really interesting is that some of us put these people on a pedestal, even if they're really not our strongest allies. And then we shift and change our behavior and our actions to mirror or match what we even think they want, right? This is a lot of the reasons. These are a huge amount of the reasons why people sabotage themselves and why people don't rise to the occasion of their soul's purpose. There's so much fear around this, but ultimately at the end of the day, like, the fear can be there, but it really comes down to the choices that you're making, the choices that you're making on a daily basis. So I'm going to take a really big concept, time. Time is malleable. Time is not only, it doesn't only exist in our linear form. So time is malleable. Time will change. We can influence time. We can shift. Yeah, you want to overcome all of it. Yes, it comes down to daily actions. It comes down to daily momentum. It comes down to daily choices. So if we start looking at timelines, you can look at some quantum teachers, myself included. I love talking about time and timelines and quantum leaps and jumping and bringing ourselves onto another timeline. You know, if we don't like the timeline that we're on, what do we have to do? We have to choose differently. And so when we choose differently for ourselves and we just shift, we just go in a different direction, you're choosing a different timeline. That different timeline has a completely different set of trajectory. And so this is why consistency is key and consistency is king. Is that when you're choosing for yourself aligned right actions every day that are bringing you into the alignment of your money goals. How much money do you want to make every month? Bringing you into alignment with your fitness goals. How many days of the week do you want to be in the gym? Or, you know, how much weight do you want to lose or whatever it is? For me, it's more about commitment. It's like, okay, I got there. I'm here. I'm with it. Let's go. All right, Miss Vicky, I see you just joined. We're not going to do a review. We're going to stay on track, and you can just jump in and catch us where we are. So with that, my friends, let's go ahead and pull another card. To summarize that last one, you're wildly blessed. And what it comes down to receive more blessings that are here for you, is how can you choose differently for yourself? And what I mean by differently is how can you continue to choose the aligned right actions that are fully focused with your North Star, your vision, and your goals. Anything that is not aligned with your visions and your goals, trim the fat, cut it out. Seriously. Let's think about it this way. You spend 4 hours going to a party with a bunch of people that you maybe like, but you don't even really want to be there. You're just going because you feel like you need socialization, whatever that is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself. Does this resonate with anyone else? The other thing is okay, so you go to that party for 4 hours, but what would happen if, let's say, you watched 4 hours of my training courses, for instance? Or you listen to, an hour of meditation and integrated what it is that you learn and gave yourself the opportunity to actually advance your skills rather than putting yourself in an environment where you're half-assed there. You're I don't even know if I want to be here. And giving yourself the opportunity to do maybe one or the other. Now, if you're okay, well, I need socialization, but you're not enjoying the people that you're spending your time around, or you've up-leveled your own, you've quantum leaped, you've up-leveled your standards, then maybe it's time to also start finding yourself in different places, right? I live in a town where sober nightlife is not really a thing. It's driving me bananas. All right. Let's do one more card. I'm teaching class at, 10 days alcohol free. And you've been putting that energy back into your spirituality. Let me tell you something about this. One, let's celebrate the heck out of that. Anyone else here alcohol free? I'm 4.5 years alcohol free. It took me 5 years to quit drinking. It was a long road. But what I want to say with that, okay, so you take alcohol out of your diet. 14 years alcohol free. Boom shakalaka. That's something to celebrate. That is so exciting. All right, more alcohol free people. That's what I'm talking about. Let's hang out here more often. Okay, so you take alcohol out of the equation. One, you get your nights back and you get your mornings back. You wake up earlier, then let's say you do a nighttime meditation and then you do a morning meditation and you're advancing your skills. 10 plus years sober. Yeah, Miss Sharon, you were the one that helped me start that sober journey. So thank you. Boom shakalaka. All right, wise guy, alcohol free since Burning Man. That's right. Look at you guys. Look at you go. For those of you that are watching that are not alcohol free, we love you too, and we hope we are inspiring you. How many of you that are alcohol free really believe that it's the best choice that you've ever made for your life? How many of you actually believe that? Like, I say that, and then I talk to some people that are alcohol free, and they're like, man, I don't have as much fun. But I genuinely, like, yeah, there are things that are a little bit more challenging because you have to feel your feelings. And most people that are drinking are numbing. And so when you stop drinking, you have to feel your feelings, and it can be really confronting. It's why you're drinking in the first place, to not feel the feelings. So I commend those who have made the choice, and for those that have not yet made the choice, because let me tell you something, in the new earth, we are all moving towards crystalline health. Crystalline health is a way to say that you are shifting into a state of awareness. Oh, hi, sister. Welcome, welcome. Crystalline health is a way to say that you are shifting into your awareness, that you are shifting into your consciousness, that you are activating your 12 strands of DNA, not 2. Crystalline health, crystalline wealth, crystalline abundance, crystalline clarity. Alcohol destroyed your family. Yup. I'm telling you, you occasionally drink, take the occasionally out, give yourself, I would say 90 days, give yourself 3 months of no alcohol and see how much your life changes. I'm telling you, it's like night and day. Even if we think that, you know, just drinking here and there isn't a problem, okay, well then it shouldn't be that hard to stop. Ooh, woo, I said it. All right, so anyway, that was a whole tangent. Let's go back to the cards. I'm teaching in 10 minutes in my RISE program. It's my advanced level psychic development training course. So we're just going to hang out here until we get there. So who wants to be read next? Who wants to be in the hot seat? Oh, excuse me. Who wants to be in the hot seat? There we go. Every year is a bonus to something exciting and new. Yep, I feel that. And to be honest, let's get some me's up here. Who wants to be read? Then that'll give us the opportunity to shift from this alcohol conversation. All right. One of the things that I do want to say is that I also, the alcohol thing is that when you pull that out of your world, and weed, and I'm also going to include pharmaceuticals, and I'm also going to include cocaine into this. Those substances, they pull you out. And I actually talk about this in the Dragon Summit interview that's in my stories. You can click the link there. But when we pull those things out of our life, I'm telling you, clarity is a whole new high. It is a whole new high. In fact, I even said it today. Clarity, baby. It's an ancient psychedelic. Because it really is. When you are not doing anything to, suppress your pineal gland, and you're not doing anything, blue lights, all these devices and stuff, that all suppresses it too. But when we are actually encouraging our clairvoyance, I'm telling you, life becomes a whole new trip. A whole new trip. All right. Who's here? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Ruem. Rueruem. What can I call you? Can you give me an easy? All right. Beautiful. Yosiatranaya. I'm just gonna call you R. It's a little bit easier there. All right. Okay, Rue. There we go. Rue. Kelly, I'll get you too. I'm going to do this real quick. We got 8 minutes before I got to be in class. All right, Kelly, that one's yours. And remember, even if I'm not saying your name, this reading is for you. Boom shakalaka. All right, so this one is Kelly. This one is Rue. Okay, well, I guess we're going to heal this collective wound here. It's between root chakra and sacral chakra. It's gender role programming. Resistance to gender role programming. Clearing out hard feelings, clearing out grudges, clearing out resentments. This is a big collective healing. So it's gender roles. This is relationships between men and women, not all just focusing on love relationships. This is boss and employee relationships. This is okay, there's just a lot of energy that wants to move through before we close this out. Everyone, big deep breath. Connect your root chakra right there at the base of your spine. Draw a line. Use your imagination. Draw a line from your root chakra to the center of the earth, grounding your energy. There we go. Wow. Okay. Clear that energy field from the root all the way to the center of the earth. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let go, let go, let go. Breathe easy and open. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got imagine, and I'm just going to do a nice little double reading here. So we've got imagine, we've got orphan in the upside down position. I don't usually read them upside down, but for some reason this seems important. The read on this one, the read on the orphaned one, I'm going to start there because we're going to end on a happy note here. The read on the orphaned one is this. It's that if you are feeling isolated and you are feeling left out and you are like your abandonment and rejection wounds are really, really high. And I think that's why that root chakra to sacral chakra clearing just wanted to come through, because when you are orphaned or you feel abandoned or rejected, right, you go into survival mode. And when you go into survival mode, because then it's like, okay, well, what's the next thing that I have to get to be safe, to feel supported, that whole thing. Well, we want to acknowledge that there's a wound there, right? There's a wound. And what I do and what my little special lane is acknowledging these root patterns that keep us stuck in these loops, and these loops that don't allow us or give us a permission to be able to move forward. That's the round and round card, right? So we want to break the pattern, we want to break the cycle. Well, when we see this upside down orphaned one, right? I mean, even just the image itself brings a certain feeling. Well, when we have that feeling and we're going, okay, I feel the void inside of myself. I feel where that void is. I feel where I could bring more light to this wound. And it gives us the opportunity to take responsibility for it. Well, when we give ourselves the opportunity to take responsibility for it, we also give ourselves the opportunity, and this is the opportunity to give it attention. And when you give your wound nurturing, loving, compassionate attention, then you can see for yourself that the wound itself dissolves. Unintegrated wounds, let's talk about this for a second. Unintegrated wounds leave a gap. And when they leave a gap in your consciousness, the way that they show up is in your behavior. It's in your behavior and in your patterns that are lashing out to get attention. And so when you're lashing out or you're acting out or you're doing something that is evoking, let's say, a reaction rather than being in a response mode where you're able to be clear and be compassionate about how it is that you are choosing to show up, even in your wound, even in whatever it is where that gap is, where that hole is, you give yourself the spaciousness to be in it. And this is a blessing of sobriety. Let's just stay on that tangent. This is a blessing of sobriety. Is that sobriety pushes you to feel your feelings? Because, I mean, of course, we have other ways to check out and numb than just, imbibing. But when we give ourselves the true intention to feel our feelings and to feel where inside of ourselves there is a wound that is calling for attention, that is calling for hope, that is calling for reconciliation, that is desiring integration. That's where we can see the true power and the nature of what it is that we are here in this world to do, that we are here to shine, that we are here to resonate at this higher frequency, this higher encoded crystalline consciousness that gives us the opportunity to shine from the inside out. And so that is the whole path of spirituality and growth. It's finding when and where we have those gaps, those holes in our consciousness that don't allow us to feel whole in nature. It's where you feel small, it's where you feel timid, it's where you feel abandoned or even abandoned by yourself. It's where you are not quite getting into the clarity of how you can move forward, right? If the round and round card came up, it's like, what is the part? What is the piece within you that is still feeling orphaned? And it's usually a memory. It's usually something that happened before the age of 6 or before the age of 7 that is a wounded aspect of our inner child that is ready to be integrated, that is ready to be resolved. So then we have our next card, and this is Imagine. When I started learning to develop my psychic abilities, one of the biggest things that I learned, one of the biggest growths that I learned, was that what we see when we close our eyes is just as much real, if not more real, than the physical reality that we are in. So when these two cards come up together, when we have Imagine and Orphan, imagination is going to be what helps shift your consciousness into the new field of your awareness. It's going to be what helps you to heal. So if you're like, how do I do that? Well, for one, I have a course. It's called Embody Your Higher Self. It's in the link in the bio on my Instagram page. On YouTube, I'll put it in the description of this video. But we also have a program that is called Build. And Build is really where you want to be if you are an intuitive entrepreneur desiring to work with clients. This stuff, this woundedness, will keep you from growing your business. This will keep you from stepping into your purpose. This will keep you from shining in that radiance. So when we go into Build, that's really what we focus on. We focus on how do we acknowledge what we're doing in our internal world that isn't supporting the growth of our higher self, that isn't supporting the embodiment of our higher self. So that's really what I wanted to share with you, is that there's so much support in this world for us to step into our radiance, for us to shine into our divine purpose. And again, if this is resonating, I want to encourage you to click the link in my bio. This was a special that we were running through Facebook ads. I've just decided to put it on Instagram, so you're getting it at a very affordable rate. I highly recommend you take advantage of that. But if you are new here, that's where I suggest starting. To go a little bit deeper, you get these 9 transmissions that are going to bring you into a connection and awareness of your soul's calling, the embodiment of your higher self, so you can see the truth of your divinity. You can see the truth of who you are. You can see what you came into this world to do, right? When you are a human being, there's so many questions about, like, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? What is the point of all of this? Well, when you connect to the infinite being, the infinite nature of your soul's presence, and you are fully connected with he or she from the center of your heart, the center of your soul to soul connection, it's like so many things in this world open up for you in seemingly miraculous and synchronistic ways. So those are the programs that I teach. Those are the opportunities if you want to deepen your awareness. If you're interested in Build and you are an intuitive entrepreneur, send me a direct message. Send me a direct message here. We'll get in touch with you. No bots. And we'll answer the questions that you may have. All right, we got Wise Guy saying very much worth it. Classes are great. Yes, couldn't agree more. But truly, the Embody Your Higher Self, great place to start. If you're an intuitive entrepreneur, let's go deeper. Let me help you grow your business by focusing on those pieces and those parts that are maybe, let's say, dimming your radiance so that you can shine in your fullest potential. Ah, there's so much beauty for us here. All right, my sweet friends, I'm going in to teach our enrolled students. Lovely chatting with you today. Share this with your friends. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, follow, do all the things here. I love and adore you. Yes, such a pleasure to connect. As we go forth, may we integrate the healing and the lessons received with courage, self-love, and compassion. Our session here is very much in love and very much complete. All right, my dears, I love and adore you. I will see you again soon. Mwah! Ciao, ciao.